This is my attempt at a video to help explain some of our snapshot goals. That way, if you are still working on revising them, hopefully this will help you go back and remember what it is you need to do. Plus, later on, when you go to start a new project, you've got this video to look at to remind you how we did this in the first place. So here we go. I am going to start with content goal, and you will notice that I have our blueprint website open on one tab because that's going to be really important, and then I've got my snapshot in another. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I want to explore, what I'm interested in, so that you have an idea of what I'm kind of aiming for. It's really important that we're not focused on the product yet. I want to keep an open mind and focus on the process and take away everything I can from my learning so that I can maybe create something that I didn't think of. When we think about the product first, we tend to limit ourselves to what we're capable of. So right now, I just want to think really big picture, and that can be hard for some of us. But remember, that gives us an idea of what to aim for, and we will make those step-by-steps or those steps easier when we go to blooms these goals out. So for right now, we're thinking really big picture. Okay, so something I'm really interested in is how cancer affects dogs. So there's actually something called cooperative medicine where dogs, they'll test cancer drugs on dogs to see how they affect humans, and it's something that I've been really passionate about because I work in the animal industry or volunteer in the animal industry. So I want to explore more how veterinary medicine is treating cancer in canines now because we're starting to see it more and more in dogs. So I'm just going to make a quick note of that. So that I can kind of keep that in mind as I'm looking at the content on the blueprint page. So we see veterinary medicine, or treatment of canine cancer. Okay. So now that I have that in mind, I know that I'm going to be looking at probably something to do with science because medicine and systems has to do with science. So again, I'm starting with content. So I'm going to scroll down here to the bottom, and there's a reason this is on the bottom, and that is because content is what drives your whole project. It's the foundation of your house. So you're going to be doing lots of important higher level work, but this is the start of it. This is where we gain some basic information so that we know what to create later on. So I'm thinking about, again, veterinary medicine and the treatment of canine cancer. So I'm scrolling through. My options are science, reading and writing, and social studies. I'm going to go ahead and look at science because, like I said, we're talking about medicine. We're talking about how something affects the body. So my options then are science, life, earth, and physical. So if I look through here and I look through the different categories, I see that there are these kind of phrases in blue, and those are definitely what I want to look at to see if there's anything that I need. Okay, so if I look at life science, I've got human body systems, organism systems, and functions. That is pretty much sounding right on to me because I'm talking about the system of a dog and how it functions with cancer and how it functions through the treatment of cancer, and if there's anything more that we can do to change that system or that function. But I want to make sure that that's the best choice. So I'll kind of scroll through the rest of these and not seeing anything else that will work. So I definitely think I'm going to be exploring life science and organism systems and functions. So I'm going to copy that part here and paste it, and paste it here. Okay, so now I know that I am combining my passion, my idea, with something that is content purposeful for my grade level. So these are things that you should be focusing on so that you can be prepared for middle school and high school and all of those things that you are moving on to. So I want to combine those two ideas. So I'm going to say I will study, and if you remember, I said science and life, but it doesn't really make sense to say science and then life. So I'm going to say life science, okay? And then I want to add this other content piece so that my goal is specific as possible. So I've got the life and the science, but I also want to make sure that I'm looking at the subcategory under there. So I'm going to say life science and organism, systems, and functions. Good thing I'm rereading that before I hit enter. Through the study of veterinary medicine and the treatment of canine cancer. So I'm looking to make sure that I have two things combined. I've got my content from the blueprint plan page, but I also am combining it with my idea so that I'm really passionate about exploring the content that I have here. And that's part of your personalized program, is being able to choose what it is you're studying and being able to achieve these goals through what it is that you want. So I'm going to reread it. I will study life science and organism systems and functions through the study of veterinary medicine and the treatment of canine cancer. So I have a good idea of what content area I'm focused on, but I also know how I'm going to do that, how I'm going to study life science and how I'm going to study different organism systems. So I can get rid of all of my kind of original notes, my original ideas, and I'm going to make sure that this looks really professional by keeping everything a consistent font and size and color. Okay, so I know that when I reread this, it sounds like me. It makes sense, and it gives me an idea of what I'm doing and where I'm going. And then my next steps would be to ask a facilitator for some feedback or reach out to my friends, especially those who have taken an intentional feedback seminar, to make sure that there isn't anything that I can alter or revise. So that's how you set a content goal in your snapshot.